Hi everyone, it's JoJo from Mojo Jojo Plants, and today I'm planning in my big memory planner from October 20th to the 26th. All right, you guys, this is a week. This was a week of memories, and not all good memories, but we're gonna get them down regardless. I kind of talked about it in my planner spreads videos at the beginning of the week, and then over on social media. But so Monday we came home from our Disney trip. So last week, we did our my Disney spread. We came home on Monday. We found out on the way home or on the way driving to the airport that somebody had crashed into our house. And how we found out, we were, my husband's driving to the airport. We're driving to go get gas into the rental car. And then I get a notification on our Ring doorbell. Actually, it's a blink. It's not a ring, but on our doorbell that, somebody was ringing the door. So I go to look because I'm like, oh, I wonder if it's like a package getting delivered, because, UPS, FedEx, like it could have been anybody. And then all of a sudden I see some random person that I don't know. And I also see a truck in front of our doorbell, which we do not have a driveway in front of our front door. The street is down a hill from our front door, so there should be no cars, up by the front door. I should not be able to see a car and see the whole thing in front of my front door. And then, it's the guy. It's just, I think, just a bystander that saw it happen, and they were trying to see if we were home. And then, from there on, we kind of just watched everything unfold over our camera because our camera was just picking up all the movement. So that is how our week started. We're in California, literally couldn't do anything. Thankfully, we have some very, very great friends that were able to come over to our house and handle things. When the ambulance got there, the fire truck got there, the police got there. So just super thankful that we were able to get some friends to go over and kind of handle things because we're literally getting on a flight. Like we're about to be unreachable for 2 hours. And even when we get back into Colorado, we had to drive another hour. It was like another 2 hours before we actually home because we had to drive home from Denver. So it was just a very chaotic start to the week. And it's something that like I couldn't even be mad at or upset at. Like there was just literally nothing we could do. Like it already happened. But anyway, so somebody rammed into our house. It went into our bedroom. So I have little pictures. This is what our bedroom looked like. It cracked all the way up. Our closet's going to have to, this wall is completely at a slant. And then we have a hole in our wall. So we have, these are pictures that friends took for us. They came and kind of cleaned up. And then this is like the outside. And then, just the truck that, actually hit our house. So we are now living in a hotel because we cannot stay in our bedroom. And so our insurance put us up in a hotel. So we'll be living in a hotel for the unforeseeable future. So I've been commuting to work, which I think is funny because I'm like, oh, now I actually get to commute to work because I never had to do that before. It's been a very long time. It's been a couple years since I've actually had to go anywhere. But I'm super thankful that it only affected our bedroom. Our cats were home. Our dog was with our friends, and our dog is still with our friends because that's just a better place for him to be rather than being at the hotel with us. And he has his best friend, another dog there. So he's living his best life. But our cats were home. So I was more stressed out about our cats because when I'm looking on the Ring camera, I thought it was like in a different spot, like not necessarily just our bedroom. Like I thought it affected a different area. So I was like, oh my gosh, the cats are going to get out. And that wasn't the case. Thankfully, they don't have access to our bedroom because they're not allowed in our room. So our door was closed. So if anything, they were just scared from the sound. It took our friends a little while to find them, and they kind of had wedged themselves in the couch, but they are safe. They're fine. So they're still living at home. And especially because I'm coming home every single day to work. And then obviously I'm not going to pack everything away from our house. So we're coming home to do laundry and just spend time at the house with our cats and stuff so that way they're not alone. But yeah, so that was how the week had started. Super crazy. And it's crazy because that morning started off so good. We had breakfast with one of my husband's teachers from high school and just kind of, got to have a great morning after a really fun trip. And then that's kind of what happened. And then the rest of the week is we were home from Monday to Thursday. And then Friday morning, my husband and I flew out to Florida to go to our best friend's wedding. So it was just a very eventful, very eventful week. But I mean, there wasn't much we could do. So it was kind of like we might as well just still go on this trip because we couldn't do anything. I mean, the people that the insurance hired came on Thursday to like look at everything and kind of assess the damages and stuff. But overall, like other than that, there was literally nothing, like there's nothing we can do. Our house is boarded up. This was taken before, but we do have like a giant board over it. So it's at least kind of covered. It's still super cold in that room. We now have, permanent AC going on in our bedroom, but I'm just thankful that it could have been a lot worse. I'm thankful that we weren't home because that would have probably caused a lot more trauma. I mean, now I'm like thinking of it and I'm like, wow, it's honestly really scary. Now I'm going to be thinking that people are just constantly going to be crashing into our house. We live on a busy corner. So, but I'm glad that we weren't home because I feel like that would cause a lot more trauma if we were home. So I'm just thankful nobody got hurt. We don't know the status of the driver yet. We don't know. He was older. That's all we know. And we know he got taken to the hospital. And we know, again, that he was older. So it could have very well just been like a medical episode, like something happened when he was driving, or it could have very well just been drunk driving. We genuinely don't know yet. We haven't gotten a report back yet, which husband's got to check on. But yeah, so it was just a very eventful, it's been a very eventful 2 weeks. We've gone to California. We came home to, we had stayed in a hotel in California and now we're living in a hotel again. And then we got to stay in an Airbnb in Florida. And then now we're back to a hotel. And it's probably going to be a while. So I'll be commuting to and from work for the unforeseeable future, which is kind of fun, but also like it's a little annoying because my daughter goes to bed at 7:30, so that means I can't work in the evenings because usually she goes to bed and I usually come out to do a little bit of work, especially if my husband's not going to be home. And now that's not going to be a thing. So the bright side is I've taken up my puzzling. I have all these puzzles that I purchased. So now I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to bring my puzzles to the hotel. So I've been puzzling and it's been great. So now I finally will have some time to do some of the hobbies that I've really been wanting to do. And now I'll get to play with my puzzles. So there are bright sides. And that is one of them is now I get to puzzle a little bit more. So anyway, so that has been my life in a nutshell of the last, since last week. It's just been crazy. So thankfully we're in a nice hotel. So it's not like the bed is super comfy. And so I'm super thankful for that because honestly it could be worse because the hotel we had in California was not it. It was uncomfortable. I did not sleep well at all. So I'm just thankful that we're at a nice hotel. We're pretty close to home. So it's about, a 6-minute drive. It's not terrible. I'm not like having to do massive commuting. We purposely picked a hotel that was as close to home as possible. So that way it would make it as easy as possible to go back and forth, between the hotel and home. So overall, it's fine. It's just, little inconveniences here. But overall, I'm just thankful because it really could have been a lot worse than it was. So that's what I got for you. So now we get to decorate the fun week. We did have a lot of fun over in Florida, except I will say, if you live in Tampa, how are you just not constantly getting bit? First night we were there, I'm going to be honest, I'm not going back to Tampa ever again. I have zero reasons to ever go back. Because our friends don't even live there. They just decided to get married out there. They live here. But Like, I'm at the point of like, I'm never going back ever again. Like, I have probably 30 to like 40 bug bites on my body from the first night we were there. So I'm like, so it just kind of did not set up my weekend to be successful because I was just grumpy the entire time because I was so itchy and so uncomfortable in my body the entire time. So I'm like, if you live in Tampa, how are you not obviously bug spray, but are you literally just living in bug spray like the whole time? I don't know, you guys. It's not for me. I'm good. I don't ever need to go back. Okay, we're going in with neutral florals. I kind of went with the wedding background. There was like this really pretty floral backdrop, and I found these florals in this sticker book. It's neutral florals from Live Love Posh, and they match perfectly, so I thought that would be fun. And then to just spiffy it up, I'm going to go in with some scraps from Planet Darby. These are cobblestone, and I just thought these would look really pretty together. So that's what we're going to do for decoration. Now that I have all the pictures down, I did flip book moments. We don't have to worry about those. And that's all in there while we did story time with JoJo of my life lately. So, but yeah, Florida, at least Tampa. I've been to other parts of Florida and I have never gotten that many bug bites. And I've been there a lot longer in other areas. So is it just Tampa? Is Tampa just like the hot spot for mosquitoes? I just genuinely want to know because I'm never going back. I was so miserable the whole time. It would have been one thing if it was like those bug bites happened steadily over the time, but it was like the first night we were there, I got a good majority of those bites and I just was miserable for like the wedding and the rest of the time we were there. So it just made for not a fun time. But the wedding itself was beautiful. I got to help a lot with like setting up and stuff because my husband was in the wedding. So I was just kind of like floating around the wedding. And it was like either I put myself to work, and do stuff, or I just stand there awkwardly for hours when they had to be there for hours, So I got to help a lot with the setup. And it was just really fun because I've never really seen a wedding that wasn't my own from start, like setting up and stuff. So I thought it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work, but it was totally worth it. Once it was all done, I was just laughing because, tear down took an hour, whereas like the setup of just the reception room literally took probably over 4 hours. And I was just like, if only the setup could have been this seamless and taken this less of time. But it was a really good, like, little quick trip. It was nice. We didn't have to worry about our daughter. She got to stay with between my parents and my sister and brother-in-law, and she had a great time. She got to go. She said she went to Sky Zone and she went to Chuck E. Cheese, and then she went to this other place called Urban Air. Like, she just got to go to all the places and have so much fun. And honestly, I didn't really think about her at all the entire trip because I think it was finally just like the time where my brain could kind of like shut off from all the chaos at home. So it was a really good trip overall. The bug part was just not it. And then it was me and just all the guys, all our guy friends, because they were all in the wedding. So it was literally me. And I basically was the mom to all the men that were on the trip. So it was a fun time. The bugs, man. I will not ever go back because of those dang bugs. Okay, I am going in with Jewel Tone journaling boxes, and I'm going to just use all the greens in here because the green is perfect. We need the green, so I'm going to get the green in here. It was super fun, though, because went to the wedding. Obviously, I really wanted a picture with the couple at the wedding, but obviously they were busy, and then there was a point where we could have taken it, but it was also dark, and I was like, well, I don't want a dark picture. And so we just never got our picture with the wedding couple. Why am I saying wedding couple? Well, it's just like the couple that got married. And then we went to the airport, and we literally ran into them on the way to the airport when they were going to their honeymoon. So that was so much fun. And then we were like, okay, we are taking our picture now because this was literally fate. I didn't get my picture. And now they were there at the same time. They were it was so funny. We had to take like a tram from where we drop off our rental car to the rest of the airport. And we were in one corner and then they were literally like behind us, but some people were in front of them, so they didn't see us. And we literally got off the tram, and then they were like, "Oh my gosh!" And then we ran into it. It was so funny. We were like, we literally just rode that whole thing, and it was probably like a 3 to 5 minute tram ride, and somehow we didn't know that either people were there. So that was so fun, and I'm just so happy. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I got my picture." It's like they were celebrities. I was like, we came all this way and I didn't even get a picture with them. I was so mad. So it was the perfect timing, because then I was able to get, my picture with them, and celebrating them, which was so much fun. But anyway, I also got to drive the bride to the venue because they needed more space for the car. So I got to drive her and have that responsibility. So that was a lot of fun. No pressure. I hate driving in other areas that aren't like, I usually don't drive at all. But again, the guys went to go hang out with all the rest of the guys, and then I was just kind of on my own for a while. So I actually went to go hang out with the bridal party, and the bridesmaids and stuff before going to the venue to help set up. And then I got to drive her to the wedding. So that was a lot of fun. Okay, sorry, this is just turning into story time with JoJo today because a lot has happened, you guys. A lot has happened in the last 2 weeks. Just a lot of insane, just a lot has happened. I don't even know. I'm like, and of course it all has to happen all at the exact same time. Which is always the funny part. So anyway, this is from Uncensored Seasonal and Holiday Quotes. I'm pulling that out. And I'm also going to pull out some sassy stuff because I think after the week I've had, I deserve to have some sass in my planner. This Well, That Didn't Go As Planned is probably the perfect sticker to stick in here. So we're going to stick that in there for sure. Well, that didn't go as planned. Hashtag my life. I'll get over it. Just let me be dramatic first. That one also is probably a good one. This week was just a week, man. Okay, so I'm going to add a couple quotes, and then I'm going to go in with jewel tone boxes, which I've been using so much this week, so of course it wasn't on my desk anymore. And I'm just going to go in with some smaller boxes for some extra little blurbs. So I'm just going to put a couple in here. Oh, I guess I also could have taken... Oh, I guess I should have just done that. I always forget about the functional boxes. Like, I literally have those. But the size is good. I don't have a lot of space, so it kind of works out. Okay, I like it. I feel like it's like really simple. A simple spread with the florals, and then it all matches, which I think is fun. I am going to add a little bit more of this stone look to this because I like it. Oh man, things will get better. Things will get better. I cannot complain. Overall, things are fine. I'm sad. I'm more sad because the kitties are just like on their own every night, but at least we're coming home every day. So once they start actually doing work on the house, though, we'll see about getting them somewhere where they're not alone. Because obviously being in a house where it's going to be super loud isn't going to be fun for them. So we'll figure that out when we get there. But for right now, I think it's a little less stressful for them to stay at home rather than being in a new place, with different people, because we can't necessarily have them. We tried to see if we could have them at the hotel, but I'm also like, that seems like a nightmare at a hotel. We'd have to take like our little robot and just like, it just doesn't seem fun. And then I like stress out about like housekeeping coming in and like the cat's just like running out, or I don't know. So there's just a lot where I'm like, I feel like just at home is just where they need to stay. So anyway, well, here is my spread. So I didn't really talk you through it because I just wanted to tell you what my life is currently like. Because this week was just it ended, like the previous week ended so high, and then, finishing off our first trip, getting ready for a second trip, it just ended. We just had, unexpected life things happen, but it's okay. We're okay. We're comfortable in our house, not in our house, in the hotel. Things really could be worse. And again, I'm just super thankful that we weren't home and that, it wasn't the living room where Nay is always watching TV, and like that wasn't the room that got hit. Like that probably honestly would scare me a lot more, just because that's where she is, you know. So it definitely could have been a lot worse. What a crazy week. But now at least I have the memories down. But make sure to check out my Instagram to see what this looks like, all filled in and complete. I so hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe. And I hope I'll see you in my next one. Bye.